I worked so hard. And every morning I was up at 6:15 and had to get to work at 7 and worked hard labor. For what? So that I could fix what I broke. How does that feel? Amazing. I'm not a loser. I broke it and I'm going to fix it. I invested all the time and effort and energy, and I'm going to fix what I broke. Shalom Abracha. Welcome everyone once again to this special opportunity, Be'ezus Hashem, together to delve into, to think about, to be able to touch and appreciate the special, special month of Tishrei, the Yerech HaEsanim, the month of power. It's a month that's invested with so much special opportunity. Begins with Rosh Hashanah, and really, as we spoke last time, Rosh Hashanah doesn't begin with Rosh Hashanah. There's the whole month of Elul preceding, leading up Rosh Hashanah, Aseret Yimei Teshuvah, Tzayim Gedalia, Yom Kippur, and followed by Sukkot, Hoshana Rabbah, Shmini Atzeres, Simchas Torah. The month is a month of so much intense power. Yerech HaEsanim. It's a month that has the ability to help us touch a place deep inside of ourself, which doesn't come easily the rest of the year. Dirshu Hashem b'himatzai, krahu b'yoisai karov, Aseret Yimei Teshuvah. So it's a special, special time. So much to talk about, but perhaps today, Be'ezus Hashem Yisbarach, to touch upon one nekuda, one point. On the one hand, Rosh Hashanah is the Yom Hadin. Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, it's Yom Hadin. It's a day of judgment. It's a day of awe. In English, they're known as the days of Yom Noirayim. Unbelievable days. Days where every aspect of our lives is hanging in the balance. Every aspect of the life of everyone in the universe. Every single human being passes by before Hashem Yisbarach. So these days are days of awe, din. And yet at the same time, they're known as the days of Yemei HaRachamim VeHaSlichos. It's days of mercy and forgiveness. So there needs to be some sort of balance, some sort of appreciating how these two things are meant to work together with inside of ourselves. Someone else asked me this week also, the word Elul, which is leading up to Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, the most famous one of the many Rosh Tevis is Ani L'Doidi V'Doidi Li, which represents Ava, the love that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has for us, the love that we have for Hashem Yisbarach, that doesn't fit naturally with the sense of Pachad and awe of the Yom Hadin. So to be able to sort of integrate, understand these ideas together. Perhaps one more ha'ara also. We know that every single month has its own, as the whole Rosh Chodesh project has been discussing with Hashem's help, every month has its own unique energy to it, its own unique flavor, its own unique personality, its own unique way to enrich our lives, its own special way to touch us, its own power to bring out something good from within us. The two most auspicious days of any given month are Rosh Chodesh, the first day of the month, when the month is beginning, and the Rosh, the beginning, it's like that's the seed. Rabbi Shapiro Zatzal used to say also about Rosh Hashanah in relationship to the year, but it's also true about Rosh Hashanah, but Rosh Chodesh in relationship to each month. It's like the seed. You plant an apple seed, you just have this tiny little seed. But if you give it time, it will grow. Eventually will come out a little sapling, it'll get bigger, it'll turn into a tree, leaves, eventually flowers, fruit. All that didn't happen later. It was all packed in to that original seed. And now when you plant the seed, what was there in the seed ends up coming out over time. And it's true also about Rosh Hashanah and every Rosh Chodesh, that the first day of the month, like you get the whole package. The power of the month comes to us on Rosh Chodesh. And Rosh Chodesh is a day of Korban Musaf, a day of added kurva, added closest to Hashem's day of added ruchnias. Today we're beginning and getting the energy for a whole new month of life. The second most auspicious day of the month, anybody? Is the 15th day of the month. The cycle of a month in the Yiddish calendar is based upon a revolution of the moon around planet Earth. And we know the moon disappears at the end of the month. It begins Rosh Chodesh. When there's a sliver of the moon, when once again it's noticeable to the human eye. When the moon begins again, it begins the cycle of another revolution around the Earth. And it's a 29-day cycle, 29 and a half days and 793 chalakim. Hakaparim, when the moon reaches 15 days, halfway through the cycle, so that's when the moon is full. We look up at the sky at night. Sometimes you see a sliver, sometimes you see half or 3/4. There's one night a month where the moon is completely full. That's the night of the 15th. And that night, which the moon is full and reflecting, so to say, the maximum amount of light of the sun that the moon is able to reflect to us through the darkness, on the day that the light shines most powerfully from the moon, that's the day where the koyach of this month to bring light to the world, the power, the unique energy of each and any given month shines the brightest on the 15th day of the month. We find so many months of the year have something special on the 15th. It's Tu B'Av, Tu B'Shvat, Shushan Purim, which is the Iker, the Gemara of the Purim. Shushan Purim is on Tesvav Adar. And we have Nisan is Pesach on Tesvav, and Tishrei is Sukkot on Tesvav. Now the 15th day is the complete, like the most day with the most powerful energy of that month is being reflected. Sukkot is doch Zman Simchaseinu. So Sukkot is a day of extreme joy and extreme happiness. And it's understood, many different aspects, but it's understood like the beginning of the month was Rosh Hashanah, which is the Yom Adin, and that culminates, like that's expressed, so to say, on the 15th day, which is Sukkot, which is Man Simchaseinu. So here again, we have sort of like a dual element, which seems almost surprising. Is what's Tishrei about? Is Tishrei about Din and Pachat Adin and Noira, awesome, which it has that element to it. And yet, on the other hand, the 15th day of Tishrei, which is the day where Tishrei is in its most complete power, what do we have? We have Simcha. And then Sukkot itself culminates with Shmini Atzeres, Simchas Torah. It's a day of so much joy. So how do we, again, sort of integrate these two things together? So, the Nakuda that I think it's important, which I would like with Hashem's help to bring out today, is to recognize that gift of Din. Din is a matana for us, to appreciate this. Most of us sense that, or the general, like, original feeling would be like, I wish there wouldn't be Din. I don't want there to be Din. Like, Din sounds sort of scary. The way it's presented, we scrutinize your actions. If you're a good boy, good, and if Chas Shalom did something wrong, and we're going to punish you. Like, so we associate Din with sort of like, I wish I could avoid it somehow. It would be like if the world, yet, Chazal tell us, Rashi brings down, Bereshis bar lekimitchila ala b'machshava levroisai b'midas hadin. Ramchal tells us, Hashem created the world to give us good. And yet, mitchila ala b'machshava levroisai b'midas hadin. If the world is created to give good, so why is there din? Well, din sounds scary, ki'ilu. And not only that, Rashi tells us, because Baruch Hu saw that it wouldn't work if he would only do din. So Mamela, it's b'yayim bara Hashem Elikim Eretz V'Shamayim. So it was Hashem Elikim. L'maisa, Hashem put in Rachamim also. But we see here that the Rachamim itself was really only a chatimtza to allow the world to survive and go on. But the Iker, that original B'tchila Olam B'machshav L'Reisa Midas Hadin, that's so I'm going to say, that's the ultimate, that's what it's really supposed to be. For what? For Mechai Katav Lahetiv. Me'el Gezeda, the Stachina Rebbe Zechatzad V'Kodesh L'Vracha, brings down in a Sefer, and other Chassidish Sfarim speak about it also, by Rabbi Kiva, who dedicated his life to steiging, to growth. Rabbi Kiva reached a darga, his darshan called Tag V'Tag. Even Moshe Rabbeinu was in awe of Rabbi Kiva's depth of connection. 24,000 Talmidim, and then the other 5. Rabbi Kiva, And B'soif Yamav, he was Meisa Nefesh to teach Torah. When there was a chash, the Romans didn't want to let Torah to be in Klal Yisrael, but he was Meisa Nefesh to teach Torah, and they caught him, and there was Sorik B'sorik B'misregas Shal Barzel, combing his flesh with hot iron combs. And the Malachi Asharis said to Hashem Yisbarach, Zu Torah v'zu Schara, how could this be? Rabbi Akiva, how could it be Rabbi Akiva is going through such horrible suffering? And the Rebbeinu Shalom says to them, Shtoi kach also b'machshava lefanai. Kipshutai, quiet. This is kach also b'machshava, this is my thought, this is what I want. He didn't really answer them. He just said, Kachas, this is the way I want. Kaviyachal, trust me, which we should do. I know what I'm doing. Trust me. Kach also b'machshava, this is the way I know it needs to be. But the Chesvarim HaKadoshim tell us, Kas also b'machshava lefanai is the same words that it says in that Rashi, Mitchila Al and Chazal, B'ntchila Al b'machshava levroisoi b'midas hadin. So Hashem says, Kach also b'machshava lefanai. This was the original thought of creation, to create the world with din. And Rabbi Akiva and the Minchas Yehuda says, for most people, most people are not able to survive on the darga of din, so therefore HaKadosh Baruch Hu has to give them rachamim. But Rabbi Akiva was so high. Rabbi Kach also this is Rabbi Akiva is living according to the original plan, the way it's the ultimate good, which is that it's midas hadin. So Rabbi Akiva is living with midas hadin, so that's why he's having this sarkoi b'sari b'masreikoi shel barzel. So what's taka the pshat though? If HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the world lahetiv, and really the answer is so pashit, and like sort of to try Beis Hashem to bring it home to us, to make it real to us. Why was the world created b'chlal? Why didn't HaKadosh Baruch Hu just take us all and put us straight into Gan Eden? So we know, Namet Kisufa. When you get something good and you didn't earn it, it makes you feel foolish. And the question is good, why did HaKadosh Baruch Hu create us that way? Because the ultimate good is to be connected to Hashem, and to be connected to Hashem is to be a noisein and not a noitel. So you have to be that you can't get something for free, because then you can't connect to Hashem, because then you're a noitel, not a noisein. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the world, this olam hazeh that we live in, with all our challenges, with all our nisyonis, with all our difficulties. HaKadosh Baruch Hu created this world to give us the opportunity to overcome these challenges and to earn the closeness to Him, to earn our reward, which is to sense the joy, the beauty, the delight of being close to Hashem and sensing His endless Ein Sof good, the Oyer Ein Sof, and to feel that I connected that because I emulated Hashem to the best of my ability. I lived a life, Mahu Racham, Afata Racham, Mahu Chanan, Afata Chanan. So I overcame. The whole purpose of life is that what we're getting, the good we're getting, shouldn't be Namad Kisufa. It shouldn't be a handout. It shouldn't be a freebie. You worked hard to earn it. So Midas Hadin doesn't mean punishment. Midas Hadin means what's fair and just, so to say. You earned it, so you get it. You didn't earn it, and you don't get it. Midas Hadin is the opposite of Nahama de Kisufa. You get what you earn, and if you don't earn it, you don't get it. Lamashal, I would say like this, and I want to, I think, bring out something which is so wichtig for us to understand. Again, in the simplistic, more, I don't know, using uncomfortable words here, childish, immature version of understanding all this, right? You did something wrong, so we're going to punish you. Like, let's say I can get away without the punishment. I wish, but too bad. Midas Hadin, you did something wrong, so we're going to punish you. It's an incorrect understanding. There's a sense of fixing what you broke. And when you don't fix it, you have to live with the fact that something is broken. You take a small example. Somebody was pulling out of a driveway and he smashed into his neighbor's car. And he's like, oh my gosh, and he just drives away, right? The next day, the neighbor comes out, his car's all broken, his car's all smashed up, and I don't know, like, he has a tzara because of you. Forget about, like, punishment. You have to live with the fact that you caused somebody else heartache, pain, frustration. Now, in a certain way, that example is so small. Because, yeah, it's a frustration. It's just a car. Be'ez Hashem, he'll get it fixed. He'll take it into the mechanic. He'll get it into the workshop. They'll take out the dent. They'll paint it. It'll be fine. You know, and it's a big deal. It's a day. Rahman al-Islam, let's say somebody's driving a car and somebody hit someone and crippled them for life. Now, what's your punishment? We're going to put you in jail and we're going to give you a $50,000 fine and give you 250 hours of community service. Like, that's your punishment. Your punishment, chas v'shalom, a person's punishment in such a situation is, what happened? He has to live with the fact, any decent human being has to live with the fact that this person is going to be crippled. He's not going to walk a shul down to the chuppah. He's never going to dance by a chasana. Like, he's going to be crippled for the rest of his life. His whole family is turned upside down, and his wife has to take care of so much, and the kids are going to grow up traumatized, and who knows what. Because one time I was being foolish, and I didn't slow down by the stop sign. That's the things. Now, let's say you have the opportunity to fix it for $200,000. There's a surgery, and they'll be able to help him walk again. Would you want to do it? Someone has to make you pay? You'll be desperate. Al halavai. And the truth is, it's pashut. Sometimes people in this world were able to brush off these feelings sometimes. In the next world, you come face to face with this is what you did. You could see all the pain and all the suffering and all the sorrow that those people went through because of what you did. And you wish you could fix it. If you had the opportunity to fix it, I believe the mashal in a way that everyone could relate to it. What happened if somebody, chas v'shalom, was driving foolish, silly, and hit his own child and crippled his own child? There's no brushing that off. Your own precious beloved, chas v'shalom. The pain, like, what did I do? What did I do? How did I do this? Like, you cause pain to someone you loved and care about. Lost of love. We realize we're all connected. The whole world, we're all one. We're connected to every person, every human being, every bit of the bria, and anything we did which wrecked the bria, which brought damage to the bria. It's so painful for us. The punishment is just living with what you did. The ability to fix what you did is the greatest matana. Please give me the opportunity. For $200,000, I'll get a job. I'll work 14-hour days for the next 10 years so that this guy should be able to walk again. I don't have to go to sleep at night. And again, in this world, sometimes you can fake it. You don't have to face it. You're busy and you're this and you're distracted. But if you had to come face to face with the full intensity of what that mistake brought, how much day to day, how much sorrow, how much suffering, how much that action, like, I wish I could fix it. I wish I could wipe it all away. Please give me the opportunity to make right what I did wrong. When a person is, now let's say I don't have $200,000. I have to support my own family. I basic. I'm not leasing a Mercedes or a BMW, and I'm not taking my family on 2-week vacation to Orlando for Pesach. But just putting bread on the table and getting I don't have the money, but I wish. So someone else comes and says, you know what? Here, I'll give the money for you. I'll give the guy the surgery, and you don't have to live the rest of your life with the guilt that this poor guy is crippled because of what you did. I'll get it done. How much gratefulness, how much thank you so much. But at the same time, there's a certain something that if I made it right, if I fixed what I broke, the fact that it got fixed is unbelievable. I feel better. Like, I know, like, Baruch Hashem, the guy's going to be back, he'll be healthy again. Again, the truth is all these mashalim are weak because the damage that was caused and the pain and all the months and the recuperation and the trauma, in a certain way, it's all there. But the concept of fixing what I broke, making things right, is the greatest relief, is the greatest joy. Like halavai kavyachol, time machine, if I can go back and I could brake by the stop sign and not get into the accident in the first place. Now, I wish. The power of tshuva is like to fix what I broke, to put things right again. Now, midas hadin, there was a bachbayas once in yeshiva, and he told me that he was going to get a job for the summer. He wanted to be able to earn his own money and have his own money. He wanted to be able to have what he needs in yeshiva. Baruch Hashem, today he's married, has a beautiful family. I just recently met him, Baruch Hashem. But I remember he came back, so he went home, and he had a really hard-working job. He worked in the kitchen of a nursing home over the summer, and it was a good-paying job, but it was a lot of physical hard work. He had to be up there. He had to be by work at 7 o'clock in the morning already. It was like a demanding, hard kind of job, and he was happy to do it. He wanted to work hard. He came back after the summer, and I said to him, "No, it feels good to come to Eretz Yisrael and your pockets are loaded. You have money for the rest of the year. You don't have to be nervous every time asking your parents, is that He said, no, I came empty-handed. I said, what happened? You told me you had a job. You were going to work. Did the job? He said, no. He said, the job worked out. Baruch Hashem, I worked hard. I earned money. At the end of the summer, he was driving a car one day and he was being a little bit careless and he got into an accident. And he was a new driver. He just got his license and the insurance would have went up. And I don't know, it was I don't know the details, but he said it would have been a balagan. And they couldn't go through, they didn't want to, didn't go through insurance. They had to pay out of pocket. And his father said, listen, I understand, you're young, you made a mistake. I trust you'll learn, you'll be more careful next time. I'll pay for it. And the boy said, no, it's my mistake and I'm going to fix it. And he took all $2,000. This is a bunch of years ago. Today, hopefully, if you work so many hours, you get more than $2,000 at the end of the summer. He took the money that he had earned, and he gave it to pay to fix the car. And I said to him, how does that feel? He said, Rebbe, it feels great. I broke it. I'm going to fix it. I worked so hard for my vacation. My friends are going on, they're going on road trips, and they're going camping, and blah, blah, blah. And every morning, I was up at, 6:15, and had to get to work at 7, and worked hard labor. For what? So that I could fix what I broke. How does that feel? Amazing. I'm not a loser. I broke it and I'm going to fix it. I invested all the time and effort and energy and I'm going to fix what I broke. That's the gift of Midas Hadin. It's really the gift of life. Nobody wants, when you look in a situation, take a opportunity. There's, whichever baseball team it is got into the World Series, right? Everybody wants to play in that game. All the players, unless you feel you're not good enough and you're afraid you're going to mess up, right? But anyone, right? The Super Bowl, who's going to be the starting quarterback? Who's going to be the starting, give me a chance, coach. Come on, I want to go out there. I want to do it. We want to make it happen. We want to contribute. And these mashallah are what? For a game. Good game. It's fun. It doesn't, no lasting impact on the fabric of the universe and improving people's lives in a really, really meaningful way. But still, we want to make it happen. Life is about the gift of opportunity. And the gift of opportunity entails within it both sides. The mashal, I would say, it's like being a doctor. When you're a doctor, you have tremendous opportunity. You are in a position where you could save people's lives. Someone's working as an emergency room doctor. People come in after car accidents, after falls, after heart attacks, stroke, children choking. You have the opportunity every day, literally, to be saving people's lives. It's such a special gift. If you're a pneumistic, a person, if you're in touch with what's happening here, my devotion, my hard work, my thinking, my staying cool under pressure, what am I doing with it? I'm saving lives. Someone's going to come back home to his family, be there to walk his daughter down the aisle to the chuppah, because I was there and I helped. But, what's the but? Together with the opportunity to save someone's life comes the responsibility that your mistake is going to cost someone his life also. If you're in that position, if it really matters, could anybody just do this? Or does it need to be someone who studied and worked hard and got good grades in school and spent years interning under other doctors and not just being a schlepper, but thinking, questioning, asking, learning, growing, so that one day he could be the guy running the trauma team when they come, wheeling in the stretcher, running in the stretcher with a young guy that, Rahman al-Islam, was critically injured. Now I'm the one that's here to bring all my effort, all my knowledge, all those years of investing in myself to be able to save someone's life. But a mistake is going to cost someone his life. The gift of din is the gift of my life being real. All of us, besides Rabbi Akiva, we can't survive there. We can't survive. It's too hard for us. If every time we made a mistake, we had a total, if nobody ever came, the rich guy didn't come with his 200 grand and say I'll pay for the surgery. You messed this up. I'll fix what you broke. If every time I had to fix what I broke, then I'd be broke. It's too much. I do so many wonderful things. All of us. But Baruch Hashem, we care. We're good people. We want to do good. And we work on ourselves. So many times we don't get angry. But sometimes we do. So many times we are appreciative to the people around us that are helping us, but sometimes we're not. And also that's usually complex. It depends on what's going on inside of me, what kind of day did I have today, that sometimes makes it harder, and so on and so forth. And I can't. If I had to live only with din, anytime you break something, you have to fix it, I'd be overwhelmed. All the good is great, but all the mistakes. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu berachmav u'v'chasadav yemei rachamim v'aslichos. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, listen, what you can't do, I got your back. I'll take care of it for you this time. And I think this is the most powerful thing. And I'm giving you another chance so that next time, maybe you won't make the mistake. Maybe next time when you do, you'll be able to pay for it yourself. We grow, we change, we improve. And in the course of our life, in the long-term span, Hashem Yisbarach helps us to get to better places. We're able to do more. We used to get upset easily. Now we get upset less often. Baruch Hashem. Yesterday in Yeshiva, Bacher asked me, I don't remember exactly which midah it was about, but he said, Rebbe, do you ever get angry? Do you ever get upset? I don't remember what it was. And I said, Baruch Hashem, I feel so grateful. I get upset less often than I used to. But I still got a way to go. I'm not perfect. I still want to improve. I'm not ready to die yet. I still want to work. I want to get to a better place. And I hope in 10 years from now I'll be able to say the same thing again. I'm better than I was 10 years ago, but I still want to improve even more and get to better, more subtle, more adin, but to be working to bringing out more in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So the din is the greatest gift, and the rachamim and aslichas are there to allow us to be able to carry the overall burden. And I want to end just with this one last thought. And that's the simcha of Sukkot. It's Chag HaAsif. It's the ingathering of Sukkot. The tremendous simcha of realizing how much good did I do. Chag HaAsif doesn't only mean the farmer, be'ikr. It doesn't mean the farmer in the field who's gathering in the crops and the wheat and the grapes and the olives that grew over the summer. Be'ikr, it means besoich and all these things. Each one dog in his das and yayin and simcha and soidis, right? Be'ikr, it means the ingathering of the mayalos, the benefits, the growth that I've acquired over the whole past year. When we come to face Yom Adin and we think, what did I do? What did I accomplish? Where were the things that I wasn't good enough and I want to try to be better next year? Not because he's going to punish me, because I don't want to punish myself. I don't want to have to break something and not be able to fix it and then have to deal. And again, we're talking about in its real, pure form, it's big things. It's things that I really care about. It's things that I wish I could fix, when I face it for real. Now, it's again, like we said, so many times, you could brush it off, you could ignore it, not a big deal. But inside it really is. Our neshama senses that now. And la'asad lavi, it's going to be clear to us the effects of every action we did. The toiv, how good it's going to be, the good that we did. And Rahman, how sad we're going to be for things that weren't right. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu b'roiv tuvay v'chasadav. I want to just end with this one last thought. No one wants us to succeed more than Hashem. The pachad I did, is he going to punish me? It's l'mashal. If a king has a servant and he wants the king wants something to get done. He's a good king, a righteous king, a kind-hearted king. And he tells the servant, I want you to go and I want you to, travel to Russia, Ukraine before the war, and buy, wheat. I want bread to be able to be cheap. Everyone should be able to be afforded. Everyone shouldn't be a pressure for people. Buy a shipload of grain. And he goes and he doesn't meet the right people and he, doesn't manage to close the deal and, he misses the time. I don't know, he messed it up and the job didn't get done, right? Now, the king is angry at him. The king is going to punish him. The king says, okay, so what do you need? You need me to wire you more cash? You need me to call the guy and tell him he should come back again? I'll call, the prime minister of the other country. What do you mean? I want the job done. And in a certain way, when the king chose someone to send him, I feel you are the best guy for the job. I don't want someone else to do this job. I sent you because I want you to do it. If you failed, it's not you failed, I'm going to punish you. If you failed, we failed. I want this to be done, and I believe in you, and I know you could do it. And I'm happy to give you the chance to do it again because I want it done. I don't want so all the people should starve now, or only the rich people should have bread in the book. No, we got to get this grain. You didn't get it right the first time. Let's go back. Let's do it again. Come on. And I want the job to be done, and I want the joy. I chose you for the job because I wanted to give you the simcha of getting it done. I know you're talented, I know you're capable, and I know you're going to feel happy when you get it done. This time you didn't? Okay, so Great, it got to get done. I want you to do it again. The sense, the feeling that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is on our team. It's not me against him, like he tells me I have to do it and I better listen. It's us. He's giving me the gift of opportunity. My children, kids struggle. Can I be there to encourage them instead of getting angry at them, making them feel even worse? My own personal growth, my Yirah Shamayim, my Avodas Hashem, my being a Baal Tzedakah, by being a Baal Chesed, by being someone who says positive things to other people. Hashem wants us to succeed. Each one of us has our area with deep inside, Levidea, Maras Nafshe. I know what frustrates me with myself. I know where I feel I need to be better. We're all different. We all have different missions, different life circumstances, different opportunities that come our way. HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants us to succeed. I'm not afraid from him. I'm afraid with him. I don't want to disappoint him. I want to be able to do the job and feel good that I got the job done and have that simcha and joy. That's why he gave me the opportunity for in the first place. And if it wasn't perfect and I didn't get 100% right, he's here to help me succeed. His greatest interest, he's my greatest supporter, my greatest cheerleader. His greatest interest is for me to succeed, and he wants to give me the opportunity to do it again. We should be zoicha, every one of us, HaKadosh Baruch Hu should open our hearts to sense his love, to sense how much he believes in us, to sense how much he's proud of all the good we do, to know that he trusts us, giving us the opportunity again and again. Every year, Rosh Hashanah, we come back. So it's awesome because we realize how much opportunity I have, how much responsibility lies upon me. That's the Yemei Adin, but it's also the greatest simcha. Thank you, Hashem, for giving me a life that makes a difference to you and to the world. Should be zeicha to a shana of a ksiva v'chasima toiva for all of Klal Yisrael. You should be zeicha to see the Gilui Kavod Malchusa Yisbarach b'chol ha'olam. Together we should go to Git Mashiach. B'mheira b'yameinu amen v'yamen.
If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe. If you would like to help us spread the word, give this video a thumbs up and a 5-star review. Also, don't forget to ask your friends to subscribe as well. If you would like to partner with us and sponsor an episode, send an email to info@JFoundations.com. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful day. We will see you in the next video.